Alright guys, so we are back on this page and we just keep coming back to this, so I'm just going to be posting a video every time we keep getting updates on what we're getting in this extra booster pack. Pretty cool updates from what I've seen so far. Last video we talked about the two new cards at the time, Bond Clay and Inazuma, but now we got 4 new cards that have just been leaked that are coming out in the extra booster. So let's just get right into them. Let's get pretty much in depth on what we could be doing with this and what they are. So first off is Hiyori. It's a 4-drop. It's gonna be a rare card. It's a plus 1000 counter and it's a 0 power. So very interesting. The activate main is also pretty interesting. So you place this card in the trash and you play up to 1/5 cost or less Land of Wano from your hand. Then you draw 1 card. So pretty interesting. I don't know how this is exactly gonna work. I mean, of course they're gonna release cards to help with the extra booster leaders, so like this would obviously work good in Odin, but probably not as good. This will probably work good in Kinemon actually, because if you don't know what Kinemon does, Kinemon makes Land of Wano cards cost 1 less if you have 1 or less cards on the field. So if you have already a card on the field, you can activate Kinemon's ability, right? And she'll be a 3-drop card. And then immediately, you can just immediately trash her to play a 5-drop card onto the board and also draw a card. So I can't really see her being played in Odin as much. I mean, it could work for Odin because, not to mention, you get to draw, you get to play a 5-drop or less onto the board for pretty much 1 cheaper. And the 5-drop Land of Wano card helps with the red-green Odin ability, which is the one that gives you plus 1000 counter if one's on the board. So yeah, it can work for Odin, but like I don't think I'm going to be running this one when I build it. For sure, I'm not going to be running this one. If anything, if I do get this card, I will put it in Kinemon, because I would like to keep my Kinemon built as a deck, but I already know that I'm going to have to dismantle my Kinemon deck just to play my red-green Odin, but later on down the line, I can just rebuild it, and I think I will put Kozuki Hiyori into my Kinemon deck, so I think that's what she'd be pretty good in, because the ability only works for Land of Wano cards. So the draw is pretty good though, I will say. It's cool to have draw for green anyway. Next up is Cavendish. Cavendish is I can see him working in Kid, right? The mono green Kid, because what he does is on play and when attacking. If your leader is a supernova type and you have no other Cavendish on the field, you activate 2 Don. So like yeah, Kid. The only green card that's a supernova is Kid and Law. So, or is Law supernova? I don't even remember, but no, yeah, Law's a supernova, but he can work in like any green deck that has a supernova type leader. So Kid, Law, that's red green, so that you can technically use it in that one. What else? I think that's it, because the only other green card that's a leader is Isho, and that's green and black, and then the other green card is green purple Dofi, and that's not a super, or is he a supernova? I don't even remember. No, I think he just counts as Don Quixote Pirates. Let me check just in case I don't spread misinformation like that. But I could see this working in Kid, right? Obviously, because not to mention it's a 6-drop body on board that you can attack with and on play, where you get to reactivate 2 Dons. So that's good for like a Punk Gibson. That's good for like a Spider's Web. So yeah. Oh, you could run this in a. You could technically run this Cavendish in the red-green Luffy if you really want to run that one. So you could run this card in Law, you could run this card in Monkey D. Luffy, the red-green one, or you could run this in the mono-green Kid deck that's from the starter deck. So yeah, not bad as an ability, right? It's not bad to just reactivate 2 Don just by playing him, but of course your leader has to be a supernova, so not bad. If you have a kid, if you are playing mono green Kid and you really like aggressive green, then this guy would work really well with Kid, because you get to reactivate 2 Don when you play him, and then when attacking next turn, you get to reactivate another 2 Don. So you get to play something, swing with him, get 2 Don back. So pretty cool. So for a 5-cost 6k power, not to mention he's also counter. So not bad, not bad. Next up is Brook. Interesting. It's a 3-cost 4k power. It's a slash with a 1000 counter, and it's also on play and when attacking. You can give up to one of your opponent characters cost -1 for this turn, then KO up to one of your opponent's cost 0 characters. So really cool. More KO stuff for black that we don't have to discard a card for. So that's pretty neat. I don't really know what I could be running him in. Probably Rebecca, maybe. The Dressrosa Rebecca, probably. You can play this guy. You can play this Brook off of the 4-drop blocker Rebecca, that's for sure. Because the 4-drop blocker Rebecca lets you grab something cost 3 to 7, I think. So you can grab this guy off of Rebecca after minusing some cost with some other cards, play the Rebecca, and then KO something with Brook, while also minusing something with Brook. So that's not bad for a 3-drop 4K power that also minuses something on swing. So you only have to put 1 Don on him to put any damage in. So that's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty balanced for a 3-drop 4K counterable card. Not to mention it's Brook. Like Brook's getting more cards. That's really cool, and he's finally an SR card. So that's really nice. That's really nice to see Brook get some cards. Again, don't really know what I could be running this in. Don't really know what deck this would be good with. Probably you could technically run this in Sakazuki, right? Because it's black and Sakazuki runs Rebecca. You can play this off Rebecca, but you might as well just run Hina's instead, because Hina does minus, I think, 4 or 3. But this guy also lets you KO something. So like if you're already minus to something with Sakazuki, if you already have like a lot of things to minus with Sakazuki, you just play him after, and then not only do you minus 1, you also get to KO something. So not bad, right? I just don't know what it would be ran in, so I just don't really know how good this guy will be. But it's just, again, cool to see Brook getting some cards. And lastly, we have Laboon. Laboon has as a card. I'm pretty sure Laboon already had a card in the game. I think it's in the Mono Black Luffy starter deck, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was just a vanilla card as well. But this Laboon is an SR. It has an ability now. It's a 4-cost 5k power strike, and it's a plus 1000 counter. So yeah, hey, if you're running the 7-drop Z card from the film deck, guess what? He's getting that extra 2000 power if you swing that 7-drop Z card at this Laboon, because he's a strike attribute. I don't know. I'm just trying to make this seem like it's bad. But the activate main is you may rest this character, give it to one of your opponent's characters -4 this turn. So not bad. Just because you're resting it, just to get the -4 isn't a bad thing to look at, because it's a 5k body on board, and most likely you'll probably have some blockers up with black, like Fukuro. Fukuro's a blocker you can't kill with effects. So if you're playing against blue, the best thing they could do is return this guy or return one of your blockers so that they could get rid of this guy. Most they can do is that they'll have to like outpower it, or if you're playing against Sakazuki, guess what? They're just gonna 3000 worlds it or something, or not even 3000 worlds. They could just Hound Blaze it. So yeah, really situational about what this guy could be in. It's Laboon, so it doesn't really have a good archetype that it could be ran in, because the archetype that it is animal. So we don't really have a lot of things that work well with the animal archetype. But I will say that the activate main is pretty good. Think of it like Garp's one, the starter deck Garp's card, where you have to rest them to KO something. But this one you rest them to -4 to something. So you could run this with Garp, right? Play him. Next turn, you rest him, play Garp, rest Garp, KO something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something of how this could work, but it's. I wouldn't say this is good. I wouldn't say this is bad. For Laboon, it's pretty cool. I don't know why they chose Laboon of all people to give this to, but yeah, 4-drop 5k power, plus 1000 counter, -4 when you rest him. So it's pretty interesting. I just don't really know how this guy's gonna work. Obviously you're not swinging with him. You're gonna be using him to -4 a lot. That's a pretty big amount. With Kuzan, you have to swing with Kuzan to get the -4. This guy, you just rest him. So like, I'm not gonna say Kuzan, switching this guy out for Kuzan would be better, but it probably is a play you could do, because this guy's not out yet. We don't really know how this is gonna work, but I guess you could look at this as a Kuzan that you can use the Kuzan ability immediately. It's a Kuzan that you can counter with as well, and the only downside is that you don't get the draw, because the Kuzan lets you draw when you play him. This one you just have to rest him to -4. You don't get a draw. So don't really know how Laboon's gonna work, especially since his archetype is just animal. He doesn't have like another archetype with him. But I think that's really cool that we just keep getting updated on what we're getting from extra booster packs. Like we've gotten 4 new cards in this newest update, and I think right now the one I'm most excited for is probably Brook and Cavendish. I don't even play Mono Blocker, or I don't even play Mono Green Kid. So like I don't even know how this guy's gonna do, but just being able to reactivate 2 Don on play and then next turn you do it again just by attacking, so like not bad. It just says active Don, active 2 Don, so like we don't know if it's reactivate 2 Don or add 2 Don. I'm pretty sure it's reactivate 2 Don. It's not gonna be add 2 Don. That'd be too broken. But I'm most likely 100% sure it's you reactivate 2 Don. But yeah, Cavendish seems pretty cool. And Brooke is really cool. I don't really know how Hiyori's going to play out. Again, I think she's going to be pretty good in Kinemon. Not really as much as Odin. I think she's going to be better in Kinemon because you get to play her for cheaper with Kinemon and you get to get a 5-drop out for cheaper with Kinemon. So, not bad. And Laboon, it's Laboon. I don't really know how this is going to work out for him. But yeah, I'm just going to keep updating and posting videos about me talking about every update I can about the new extra booster packs because I'm really excited for this one. I'm just going to keep saying that every time I talk about the new updates and I keep going back to this page. I'm really excited because of Kozuki Odin. So like seeing more stuff from this page and seeing more stuff we get is really cool to see. So yeah, I'm just going to keep making videos on this until we get the actual product released. So every time they update, expect a video talking about each card. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Can't wait to see what else they leak for us and show us what we're getting from this box.